And the source of our greatness is our commitment to constitutionally limited government. To the idea that government has a role to play. We're not anarchists. No one here is talking about abolishing the government. But government's role should be limited. What sets us apart from the world is that in much of the world, the government tells you what you need and then goes out and taxes you to provide it for you. In America, we allow people to decide what they want and then give you the opportunity to go out and get it for yourself.
Yeah.
And the result is the freest, most prosperous people in all of human history. And the question is whether that will survive for at least one generation more. Well, in the 21st century, will America's greatness and uniqueness continue? Or are we going to become like everybody else? I believe that if we follow the policies that today are coming out of Washington, D.C., we will become like everybody else. We will lose the essence of our greatness and will set us apart from the world. I'm running for the United States Senate because I don't want us to do that. I think we need to elect people that will go to Washington, D.C. and stand up to this agenda, offer a clear alternative to it. And I believe with all my heart that I'm the only one in this race that will do that. I'm not running because the other people in this race are bad people. They're not. And I know they're going to try to spend some money convincing you that I am. I'm not going to waste the money that you have raised for me trying to smear other people personally. I'm not going to do it. Maybe that's what it takes to win, and if it does, then you know what? Our country is in worse shape than I thought it was. If we've come to a point in American politics where all you have to do is raise enough money to convince people that you're something that you're not, and you can get away with it, we are in more trouble than I thought we were in. But I know that that's not where we are. I know that people are looking for people that understand where we are in this moment in our history, can articulate it, and can genuinely do something about it. I'm running for U.S. Senate because I believe I'm the only candidate in this race that will do that. And so when you work here for me, when you go out and campaign, understand that, yeah, I'm running because I just am a fellow citizen like you that has the opportunity to do this. I happen to have a brief moment in my life where I've been given this opportunity, blessed with this opportunity, to run in a race like this. I couldn't have done this 2 years ago, and I wouldn't have done this 2 years from now. I'd probably be involved in something else by then. But I have the chance to do it. And when you come from where I come from, when you are the child of parents that grew up in circumstances where they never could have imagined that their children would have the opportunities that I have had. And I know I owe that to God and to my parents' sacrifices, but also to the greatness of America. When I have a chance to give something back, how can I say no? I've decided not to give something back because it's too hard. How can the son of a man who's worked since he was 6 years old say, I've decided not to run because it's too hard? How can the son of a woman who was raised by a father who was disabled and a mother who had to raise 8 girls in rural Cuba where there was no disability, there was no Social Security, there was no Medicare, Medicaid? You know what there was? There was you get up in the morning and go to work or your kids don't eat. That's what there was. How can the son of parents like that come back and say that anything is too hard? Anything that we do in America is too hard.
That's right.
In closing, let me say one of the things that I'll leave here today energized by Dunkin' Donuts and each of you. But also energized by what I've seen. Particularly, I love seeing young kids here, 7, 8, 9 years old. First of all, because it reminds me of my kids that I miss and I'll see tonight. But it also reminds me of why I'm running. I want you to look at these kids that are here today. Most of them are too young to understand why they're here and can't wait to get out of here. But this election is about them in more ways than you can realize. Those children you see with us here today, their generation is the most important in all of American history. They will either be the most prosperous Americans in the history of this country, or they will be the first to inherit a diminished country from their parents. That is how stark the choice before us is. There's no middle ground. They will either have opportunities that you and I cannot even imagine, because this 21st century holds that kind of promise, or they will inherit from you a country worse than the ones your parents left you. That's the choice before us. It's as simple as that. People will complicate it with all kinds of other talk, and those issues are important, but at the end of the day, that is what it's about. Are we going to leave our children a country that's just like every other country on earth? Or are we going to leave them a place exceptional, unique, and set apart from the rest of the world, a place better than the ones that we were left with?
Right.
I know what I want. And I know the policies that they're pursuing today in Washington will not leave our children with that. If we stay on this road that we are on, they will inherit a diminished country. But if we elect people to the United States Senate and to the Congress that understand the stakes and what must be done, then America's 21st century will be greater than the 20th. And our children will be one of a long string of American generations, each, that have done better than the one before. That's what this election is about, and that's what I'll take with me today. So with that, I just want to thank you again so much for this.
Somebody to put this on.